Hi guys, this is Chris Davis from Kalamazoo, Michigan, doing the 2020 In My Bag. So traditionally, people would do their putter pouch, so that's what I'm going to do. Now the courses in Michigan are pretty heavily wooded, so the woods defines the fairway. So if you're off the fairway, you're in the woods. So it requires a lot of technical shots. So let's do with the throwing putters first. I bag for my overstability shots, 200 foot and in, wind, control shots, the Cenis. The Cenis is a disc that I recommend for anybody at any time. It's great forehand, backhand, air shot, and it has stability to get to the basket. It's not the best putting putter, but it's one of the best throwing putters. It's a Cenis. Now, I just got onto Team Infinite, so I'm giving this Ruin a shot. I compare it to a Zone. So as for the flights, very comparable. As for the disc characteristics, not comparable. So this disc is shallow. I like shallow for my approach. I like to spin, hyzer spin my shots so that it is low, gets a lot of ground action. Go up to the basket, give myself a 15-foot putt at most. I putt with the BT Hard Hybrid Shield. I'm a hyzer putter, hyzer spin putter. So they're not very glidey. If I putt right at the basket at a nice straight hyzer, it likes to go up and down at the line I hold it. It doesn't like to glide past. I'm not doing a 40-foot pass putt. If I miss, I miss, and I'm still within 5 foot. That's a very conservative putt. Happens to work for my game. Outside circle 2 putts. For wind, windy conditions, tailwind or headwind, I use the BT Medium Trilogy Challenge Shield. They're sought after, but it's because they're money. And the wind doesn't really reflect the flight that often. As like, I'd say, a Magnet or an AVR. So outside circle 2, I putt with CT Challenger. Reed Friscura's Tour Disc, Team Discraft. Support a local pro. You know, Reed and I have been playing golf for years, since he was like 16, 17. So he's famous, trying to support him. Check out the CT Challenge. Go to infinitedisc.com. Help him out. Great putter, firm, stiff. But back to my bag. It's the Deputy is the disc I recommend. I have a beat-in one for shaping putter shots around trees, getting in and out of alleyways. I got like a little window, I got a little bit of spin on it. It'll work. Then I have a fairly new Deputy. It's a good standstill, 65, 70 foot. Just stand at your angle right at the basket. Happens to go in. Okay, I'm going to cover my distance drivers next. Now, I bag the Ballista Pro for 450 foot and out because it requires a good S to get a lot of distance with it, and sometimes Michigan courses don't really have that room, so I only bag one. But let's say I go to north of Grand Rapids, or I go south to wide open courses. This is my go-to big distance disc. But I bag the Enforcers. I have 3 different runs of the Enforcers. I have a really overstable Lucidex Melton Enforcer. I use this for a lot of forehand approaches, more like a utility. Ground skip, a lot of action. If I got a severe headwind, Enforcers don't care about headwind. It doesn't matter. So I throw the Lucid. And then I have a Fusion and a Biofusion. The Fusion has my home team stamp on it, Team Evolution. I love the guys back home. We've gotten a lot of support in the community from these guys. And the players around Kalamazoo come play our events. They're a lot of fun. A lot of people come out. And this is Butterboy. Now, if you play around local Kalamazoo, I pulled Butterboy out. You've seen the name. You've seen the disc. It goes far. It's a Biofusion Enforcer. I use it for control shots, I use it for distance shots, I use it for rollers, I use it for everything because it's a beat-in disc, and if you want to do a disc that you can manipulate a distance driver, Biofusion Enforcer. Now, so my other disc that I use is for my fairway drivers. All different stabilities, St. Pros. St. Pros is what I'm going to throw off the tee, about 75 to 85, about 80%, high 80% chance I'm coming off the tee pads with it, because I can shape the fairways, and it's got tons of glide, and it's got stability to finish. So most 300, 400 foot shots, I'm pulling out a St. Pro. It varies in different molds. So I have the Chameleon Opto X. Really, these runs, heartbeat, super overstable. Can't throw it straight. If you want a St. Pro that's got stability and glide, Opto X Chameleon. Then these are just my Opto X St. Pro. I call it my utility driver. It doesn't matter what the hole shape does. I'm looking at this disc first to pull out, because this disc is controllable, and I feel like if you're going to be confident off the tee, you want to have a disc you can control. Overstable, lots of glide. Understable, flips up to flat. Now off to my I call them control fairway drivers. I throw the Saint and two different plastics. Opto X Chameleon, because I like the firm, really firm, good, fast out of my hand. And then I have the old Reliable. This has been in my bag for about 10 years. It's a Saint DigiWeight Saint, and if you want a fairway driver that you feel can control in every aspect, get a Saint. Now I'm off to my mids. So I throw one MVP disc. It is the Pyro. My buddy had one in his house, and I was messing with his disc. I picked it up. I was like, this disc feels really good. And it's firm, flat. It's my only gyroplastic I have. But I got it from my friend Sal, and I love it. Right, first throw with it, I knew I was going to love it. I got a birdie. Super straight to finish. So it goes straight to a finish. Or if I'm standing off in the woods and I got to do a little forehand touch, flip up to flat, do a nice short S. Love it. I love the Pyro. I hope to see James Conrad bagging one this year. I'm sure he will. But for my mids, I run a quite different molds actually, and I know it's probably different than a lot of people's bags, but I like soft justice. Approach, mid-range, tons of wind, over water, needs to be reliable. This disc is going to finish the job for me. I run a tournament plastic Warship. Off the tee, it keeps up with my fairways. It's just slower. So if I have a good tailwind and I don't need to go as far, I'll go off the tee with a Warship, nice control lines, S's. But so back in the day, I had a wasp tooled Z Buzz SS, and I got my friend Charlie gave me this disc, and I haven't looked back. It is underrated. The TI Flex Buzz SS. It's good for out of the hand. I throw hyzer. It'll flip up to flat and have a little Annie, but still lift and just gain distance. It's a nice controlled. Or I can throw a hyzer and it holds that hyzer. If I throw anhyzer, it holds that hyzer. There's a nice. It's a buzz, but it's if you wanted a buzz that's going to control your shots, a little bit understable. Buzz SS Flex, TI Flex, 2015. Then I got this discs. These discs are my gimmick fun discs because they're not traditionally in people's bags, but they are so fun to mess around with in the air with hyzers. I'm a big hyzer player, so I'm good snap and just let the disc go and do its own thing. And the M4 I got from Matt Jackson, who's also on Team Crew 42. I got this off of him, and I was like, I need a Tersus because I lost my Tersus right before the last tournament. It was a staple in my bag, and I was like, I need something that's going to throw hyzer, it's going to flip up to flat, and it's going to just slow Annie. And this is what this does, except it has tons of glide, and that's different, and I love it. Glide for days. And then there's the Jawbreaker Meteor. Now this disc is, it's almost a gimmick, because if I throw it at 50-60%, that's a little too much. And it is max weight, but it holds true to the understability. So if I just snap it up, let it flip up and glide. It's fun to throw, and I'm not going to score with it a lot, but it's one of those bags, this is in my bag that I really enjoy. Thank you for watching my In the Bag. I want to thank Team Great Lakes Discs out of Grand Rapids. Shay has been hooking me up with plastic and supporting my tournaments. I want to thank Team NADGT for allowing me to run tournaments for them. I'm running 6 tournaments this year. Please check them out. B tiers all around the Kalamazoo area. I want to thank Crew 42 for the opportunity to present an In the Bag, and Zach is a great guy, and hopefully get a commentary spot one of these rounds if I can. And a big shout out to Infinite Discs and Brandon for putting me on the team this year. And I want to thank Team Evolution, because without those guys, they're the backbone to my game. They keep me going. And they're my home team, and we run tournaments together and run events, and I don't think I'd be as dedicated to the sport without them. So thank you to all my sponsors, and I'll see you guys on the course.